The massive ship Serenity's Dream floated in the dark space between stars. Its white hull gleamed under the lights of nearby stars. Inside the ship, Captain Veltar walked through the long hallways with careful steps. His blue skin showed through. His thin uniform and his large eyes looked worried. Veltar was a Zephyrian like most of his crew. His people were tall and thin, with bones that could break easily. They came from a peaceful world where nothing dangerous lived. For thousands of years, the Zephyrians had traveled through space, meeting new alien races and making friends with them. Today was special. Today they would meet humans for the first time. Captain called his assistant Nixara. She hurried toward him on her long, thin legs. The human ship is getting close. They will be here in 1 hour. Veltar nodded. He had read the reports about humans many times. They came from a planet called Earth. The planet seemed normal in most ways. It had water, air, and land like many worlds. But something felt different about these humans. The first strange thing was their size. Most smart aliens in the galaxy were tall and thin, like the Zephyrians, but humans were short and thick. They had heavy bones and thick muscles. This was very unusual for a space-traveling race. The second strange thing was their planet. Earth had something called weather that changed all the time. It had storms, earthquakes, and hot and cold places. Most planets with smart life were calm and peaceful, but Earth seemed wild and dangerous. Veltar walked to the meeting room. The room was large and bright, with soft chairs and gentle music. Everything was designed to make visitors feel calm and safe. This was how all first meetings happened in the galaxy. "Sir," said Communications Officer Plixton, "the human ship just sent a message. They want to talk before they come inside. Put them on the screen," Veltar said. A human face appeared on the large screen. It was Dr. Sarah Chen, the leader of the human group. She had dark hair and small eyes. Her face looked serious. "Captain Veltar," Dr. Chen said, "we are happy to meet you, but we need to warn you about something important." "What kind of warning?" Veltar asked. He felt confused. No alien race had ever given warnings before first contact. "Humans are different from other aliens you have met," Dr. Chen said. "We come from a dangerous world. Our bodies are built to survive in hard conditions. We might seem scary to you, but we do not want to hurt anyone." Veltar looked at his crew. They all seemed confused too. Dr. Chen looked normal to him. She seemed small and harmless. "Thank you for the warning," Veltar said politely. "But I am sure there will be no problems. We are good at meeting new races." Dr. Chen looked worried. "Captain, please be careful around us. Do not touch us suddenly. Do not make loud noises near us. Our bodies react fast to danger even when there is no real danger." "I understand," Veltar said, though he did not really understand at all. "We will be very polite." 1 hour later, the human ship connected to Serenity's Dream. The airlock opened, and 5 humans walked into the Zephyrian ship. They moved in a strange way, always watching everything around them. Their heads turned quickly at every small sound. Dr. Chen led the group. Behind her came 4 other humans. They all wore simple clothes, but something about them made Veltar feel nervous. They moved like they were ready to run or fight at any moment. "Welcome to our ship," Veltar said, spreading his arms wide in the traditional Zephyrian greeting. "Thank you," Dr. Chen said. She kept her hands close to her body and did not spread her arms. The Zephyrian crew gathered around to meet the humans. Everyone was excited. They had never seen aliens who looked so different. The humans had thick bodies, strong faces and eyes that never stopped moving. Young Officer Kickstal was the most excited of all. He was new to the crew and had never met aliens before. He bounced on his feet and asked many questions. "What is Earth like?" he asked. "Is it true you have moving water everywhere?" "Yes," said Dr. Chen. "We have oceans that cover most of our planet." "Amazing," Kickstal said. "And you have creatures that live in the water?" "Many creatures," Dr. Chen said carefully. "Some are very large, How large? Kickstal asked, stepping closer. Dr. Chen stepped back a little. Some are bigger than this room. The Zephyrians looked amazed. They could not imagine such huge creatures. Their own world had only small, gentle animals. As they talked, Veltar noticed something strange. The humans never stood close together. They always kept space between themselves and the Zephyrians. When a Zephyrian moved too close, the humans would step away. It seemed automatic, like breathing. Would you like to see our meeting room? Veltar asked. That would be nice, Dr. Chen said. They all walked to the meeting room. The Zephyrians were happy and excited. They pointed out beautiful decorations and explained their culture. The humans listened politely, but they kept looking around the room like they were checking for danger. When they reached the meeting room, everyone sat down. The Zephyrians chose soft, comfortable chairs. The humans sat in chairs near the walls, where they could see all the exits. Now, Veltar said, let us begin the friendship ceremony. He explained that Zephyrians showed friendship by sharing personal space. Friends would stand close together and touch arms or shoulders. This was the most important part of their culture. Dr. Chen looked worried. Captain, maybe we should skip that part today. We need more time to explain human customs. But young Kickstal was too excited to wait. He had been learning about friendship ceremonies his whole life. Meeting new aliens was the best thing that had ever happened to him. I want to be friends right now, Kickstal said happily. Before anyone could stop him, Kickstal jumped up from his chair. He rushed toward Dr. Chen with his arms wide open. In Zephyrian culture, this was the most friendly thing he could do. No, wait, Dr. Chen started to say. But Kickstal was already moving. He grabbed Dr. Chen's arm with both hands and pulled her toward him for a traditional friendship hug. What happened next changed everything. Dr. Chen's body moved without her thinking. Her free arm came up fast and pushed Kickstal away from her. To her, it was just a gentle push to create space. To the Zephyrians, it looked like an explosion. Kickstal flew backward through the air. His light body crashed into the wall with a loud sound. He fell to the floor and did not move. The room became completely silent. Dr. Chen stared at her hand in horror. Oh no, she whispered. I didn't mean to. The other humans immediately moved. They surrounded Dr. Chen and faced outward, watching for more threats. Their bodies changed in a way that made them look bigger and more dangerous. The Zephyrians stood frozen. They could not understand what had just happened. Dr. Chen was half the size of Kickstal. How could she throw him across the room so easily? One of the humans, a man with gray hair, knelt next to Kickstal. He put his fingers on Kickstal's neck and listened to his chest. He's alive, the man said. Broken ribs, possible concussion. He needs medical help now. The way the human checked for injuries scared the Zephyrians even more. He moved with the skill of someone who had seen many hurt people before. Medical team to meeting room now, Veltar shouted into his communicator. Dr. Chen looked at the Zephyrians with sad eyes. This is what we tried to warn you about, she said softly. We are not like other aliens. We come from a world where everything wants to kill everything else. Our bodies are built to survive and fight. We cannot turn that off. The Zephyrian medical team arrived and carefully lifted Kickstal. As they carried him away, Veltar stared at the humans. For the first time in his life, he felt afraid of another intelligent species. The friendship ceremony was over, but something much bigger was just beginning. The news spread across the galaxy faster than any ship could travel. Within hours, every major alien government knew about the incident on Serenity's Dream. The reports seemed impossible to believe. A small human had injured a Zephyrian with a simple push. The Zephyrians were not weak by galactic standards. They were average in strength and size. Yet this human had thrown one across a room without even trying. On the capital world of the Galactic Council, emergency meetings began immediately. Representatives from 847 different alien species gathered in the Great Hall. The building was huge, with seats for creatures of all shapes and sizes. Council leader Mordex, a wise old alien with purple skin and 4 arms, called for order. "We are here to discuss the human situation," he announced. "Are these creatures dangerous to galactic peace?" Many aliens spoke at once. Some were scared. Others were curious. A few did not believe the reports at all. "This must be a mistake," said Ambassador Yilnara from the gentlefolk species. "No intelligent race could be so physically strong. Smart creatures are always peaceful and weak. This is the way of evolution." But other aliens were not so sure. The Crystal People's representative, Dr. Rathpin, raised one of her glowing hands. "I request permission to study these humans," she said. "We need to understand what we are dealing with." Dr. Rathpin was famous across the galaxy. She was a xenobiologist, someone who studied alien life forms. She had written books about hundreds of different species. If anyone could understand humans, it would be her. "Permission granted," Mordek said. "Take a team and learn everything you can." While the council debated, Dr. Rathpin began her research immediately. She accessed the human databases that Earth had shared with the galaxy. What she found there made her glow brighter with shock. Earth was not just a dangerous planet. It was a nightmare world where everything tried to kill everything else. The planet had creatures called sharks that were made of teeth and muscle. They lived in the water and hunted other creatures for food. Earth also had tigers that could run faster than most alien vehicles and had claws that could cut through metal. But that was just the beginning. Earth had bears that were bigger than small spaceships and could lift tons of weight. It had snakes that could kill with poison. It had tiny creatures called bacteria that could destroy an alien's body from the inside. The weather on Earth was just as deadly. The planet had hurricanes that were storms bigger than most alien cities. It had earthquakes that could shake the ground apart. It had volcanoes that shot liquid rock into the sky. Some parts of Earth were so hot they could cook an alien in minutes. Other parts were so cold they could freeze an alien solid. The planet had deserts with no water, jungles with deadly plants, and mountains so tall that the air became too thin to breathe. Dr. Rathpin read about human history with growing amazement. Humans did not just survive on this deadly world. They conquered it. They built cities next to active volcanoes. They sailed across oceans full of giant predators. They climbed the highest mountains for fun. Even more shocking, humans fought wars against each other. Not small conflicts, but massive battles that covered entire continents. They created weapons that could destroy whole cities. Yet somehow, they also created art, music, and literature during these same periods. Dr. Rathpin studied human biology next. What she learned changed everything she thought she knew about intelligent life. Humans had something called an immune system that fought off diseases automatically. Most aliens needed medicine when they got sick. Humans could fight off many sicknesses without any help at all. Humans had adrenaline that made them stronger and faster when they were in danger. Other aliens became weaker when scared. Humans became more powerful. Human bones were incredibly strong. Their muscles could work for hours without stopping. Their brains could make decisions in milliseconds during emergencies. Their bodies were built like biological machines designed for survival. Most amazing of all, humans could heal from injuries that would kill other aliens. They could lose large amounts of blood and still function. They could break bones and grow them back stronger. They could survive in environments that would be instantly deadly to most galactic species. Dr. Rathpin worked for days without rest, reading everything about humans. The more she learned, the more frightened she became. These were not just aliens. These were apex predators that had somehow developed intelligence. They were living weapons that could think and plan. But there was something else in the data that confused her. Despite being perfect killers, humans seemed to care deeply about helping each other. They had something called medicine that they used to heal injuries and cure diseases. They had rescue teams that risked their lives to save strangers. Human entertainment was also confusing. They created stories about heroes who protected the weak. They made music about love and friendship. They painted pictures of beautiful things instead of weapons and battles. Dr. Rathpin sent her preliminary report to the Galactic Council. The response was immediate panic. "These creatures are too dangerous to exist. declared General Zukman of the warrior caste. They could destroy our entire civilization. Wait, said Ambassador Yilnara. Look at their art and music. These show they have gentle hearts. Maybe they are not as dangerous as they seem. But other aliens pointed to human sports. Humans played games where they hit each other with sticks while moving at high speeds. They jumped out of flying vehicles for entertainment. They lifted heavy objects to see who was strongest. What other species considered torture, humans called fun. While the Council argued, something interesting happened in space. The Void Reapers, a group of dangerous pirates, tried to attack a GI, human exploration ship. The Void Reapers were feared across the galaxy. They were strong, mean aliens who stole from peaceful traders. No one had ever successfully fought them off before. But when they attacked the human ship, something went wrong. With their plan, the humans did not run away. They did not surrender. Instead, they fought back with a coordination that seemed impossible. Every human on the ship knew exactly what to do. They moved like they had trained for this moment their entire lives. The pirates were confused. How could civilian humans fight like professional soldiers? The answer came in the humans' radio messages, which Galactic Intelligence intercepted. Jim, take the port side guns. Sarah, secure the engine room. Mike, coordinate with Earth Command. Everyone else assume defensive positions. The humans were not panicking. They were calmly following procedures they all seemed to know by heart. Even more shocking, they seemed excited rather than afraid. Finally, some action, one human said over the radio. The pirates quickly realized they had made a terrible mistake. These were not helpless civilians. These were predators who had been waiting for a fight. The human ship did not just survive the attack. It disabled 2 pirate ships and captured their crews. When galactic authorities arrived, they found the pirates tied up and the humans offering them food and medical care. They surrendered, the human captain explained. So we had to take care of them. That's what civilized people do. This confused everyone even more. How could creatures be so deadly in combat yet so kind to defeated enemies? The pirate attack changed everything. Suddenly, the galaxy realized that humans were not just dangerous. They were useful. Trader ships began requesting human escorts. Space stations asked for human security guards. Even peaceful species started wondering if they could learn something from these strange Deathworld creatures. Dr. Rathpin finished her full report 3 weeks after first contact. Her conclusions shocked the entire galaxy. Humans are the most dangerous creatures we have ever encountered. They are also the most compassionate. They are perfect killers who choose to be healers. They are weapons that decided to become protectors. They do not see their strength as a way to dominate others. They see it as a responsibility to help others. This makes them more alien than any species we have ever met. We are not dealing with another galactic civilization. We are dealing with a force of nature that learned to be kind. The question is not whether humans are dangerous. The question is whether we can learn to be worthy of their friendship. The Galactic Council read Dr. Rathpin's report in stunned silence. For the first time in their history, they had to decide whether to welcome a species that could destroy them all, but probably would not want to. The vote was scheduled for the following week. But first, they needed to meet these humans in person and see for themselves what Earth had created. The joint research expedition to Earth was the biggest in galactic history. 12 different alien species sent their best scientists to study humans on their home planet. Dr. Rathpin led the team, but she felt nervous as their ship approached the small blue world. Earth looked beautiful from space. It had white clouds, blue oceans, and green and brown land. It seemed peaceful and welcoming. Dr. Rathpin knew this was misleading. Beauty and danger often went together on Deathworlds. Incoming, message from Earth, announced the ship's communication officer. Dr. Sarah Chen appeared on the screen. She was back on Earth now, working as the official alien contact person. She smiled, but Dr. Rathpin could see the careful way humans always watched their surroundings. "Welcome to Earth," Dr. Chen said. "We are excited to show you our world, but please remember our warnings. Stay close to your guides. Do not touch anything without asking first. Earth can be dangerous if you are not careful." The expedition ship landed at a place called Denver, in a country called America. The aliens stepped out carefully, wearing protective suits. The air seemed safe, but they could not be too careful. Dr. Rathpin was shocked by what she saw. The human city was built on flat land surrounded by huge mountains. The mountains had white tops that humans called snow. Dr. Rathpin knew that snow was frozen water that could kill most aliens with cold. But humans lived here like it was normal. They built their homes right next to these deadly ice mountains. Some humans even went up into the mountains for fun. "Those mountains look dangerous," said Simbara, the expedition's anthropologist. She came from a species called the collective consciousness, where everyone thought the same thoughts. "They can be," Dr. Chen admitted. "People die up there sometimes, but they are also very beautiful. We like to climb them and ski down them." "Ski?" asked Dr. Rathpin. Dr. Chen showed them a video of humans sliding down snowy mountains at high speeds on long flat sticks. The aliens watched in horror as humans flew through the air and crashed into snowbanks, then got up laughing. "This is your idea of entertainment?" Simbara asked weakly. "One of many," Dr. Chen said cheerfully. They visited a human school next. The aliens expected to see young humans learning math and science in safe, quiet rooms. Instead, they found human children playing something called dodgeball in a large room. The game involved throwing rubber balls at each other as hard as possible. The goal was to hit other children and make them fall down. When someone got hit, they laughed and tried to hit back. "Are they fighting? Are they?" asked Commander Teclon, the expedition's military advisor. He came from the warrior caste, the galaxy's most warlike species. "No, they are playing," Dr. Chen explained. "This teaches them teamwork, quick thinking, and physical coordination." "Commander." Teclon watched a small human girl dodge 3 balls at once, then throw one back so hard it knocked down a boy twice her size. His own species warriors could not move that fast. "How old are these children?" he asked. 8 to 10 years old, Dr. Chen said. Commander Teclon felt something he had never experienced before: fear of children. The expedition visited a human hospital next. Dr. Zonklar, the team's medical expert, wanted to understand human healing abilities. They met Dr. Rodriguez, a human surgeon. He showed them a patient who had been in something called a car accident. The human had broken multiple bones, lost a lot of blood, and damaged several organs. "This injury would kill any member of my species," Dr. Zonklar said quietly. "Really?" Dr. Rodriguez seemed surprised. "This is pretty routine for us. He'll be back to normal in a few months." Dr. Rodriguez explained how human bodies could rebuild themselves. Broken bones grew back stronger. Cut skin sealed itself together. The human body was like a machine that could repair itself while still working. "What happens if a human loses a limb?" Dr. Zonklar asked. "We make artificial ones," Dr. Rodriguez said. He showed them videos of humans with mechanical arms and legs that worked like real ones. Some work even better than the original. The aliens realized that humans did not just survive injuries. They improved themselves when damaged. That evening, the expedition experienced their first Earth weather event. The sky turned dark gray and water began falling from the clouds. Dr. Chen called it rain. Most of the aliens had to go inside immediately. Water falling from the sky was terrifying to species from dry worlds. But the humans seemed to enjoy it. Children ran outside to play in the water. Adults smiled and said the rain smelled good. "Is this a dangerous storm?" Dr. Rathpin asked. "No, this is just light rain," Dr. Chen said. "We need it for our plants to grow." "What happens during a real storm?" Simbara asked. Dr. Chen showed them weather reports from something called Hurricane Katrina. The aliens watched videos of winds that could blow over buildings and floods that covered entire cities. Humans had survived this. Many had died, but many more had lived. "Your people stayed during this disaster?" Dr. Rathpin asked. "Many left," Dr. Chen said, "but some stayed to help rescue others. We do not abandon each other." The aliens saw videos of humans in boats, pulling other humans from flooded houses. The rescuers risked their own lives to save strangers. This behavior made no sense from a survival perspective, but humans did it anyway. The next day brought the expedition's biggest shock. They visited something called a gym, where humans went to make themselves stronger. Inside, humans were lifting heavy metal objects for no apparent reason. Others were running on machines that went nowhere. Some were hitting large bags with their fists and feet. "Why are they doing this?" Commander Theclon asked. "Exercise," Dr. Chen explained. "We make our bodies work hard so they become stronger and healthier." Commander Theclon watched a small human woman lift weights that were heavier than most aliens could carry. She was not a warrior or a soldier. She was a teacher who worked with children. "Does everyone do this?" he asked. "Many do," Dr. Chen said. "We like to stay in good shape." Commander Theclon realized that regular human civilians were stronger than his elite warriors. This was not because humans were naturally better fighters. It was because they chose to become strong, even when they did not need to be. The expedition visited human entertainment venues next. They went to something called a movie theater, where humans watched stories on giant screens. The aliens expected to see stories about peace and harmony. Instead, they watched humans tell stories about disasters, wars, and monsters. But the stories always ended with humans working together to overcome impossible challenges. "You enjoy watching disasters?" Simbara asked. "We like stories about people who never give up," Dr. Chen explained. "They inspire us to be brave when real problems happen." The aliens began to understand something important. Humans did not avoid thinking about danger and death. They prepared for it by practicing in their minds. On their final day, the expedition experienced a real emergency. An earthquake struck while they were visiting a human city. The ground shook violently. Buildings swayed back and forth. Most of the aliens fell down and could not stand up. They expected to die, but the humans immediately took action. They helped the aliens to safe areas. They checked buildings for damage. They organized rescue teams to look for trapped people. The earthquake would have destroyed any galactic city. But the humans had built their city to survive earthquakes. They had practiced what to do when the ground shook. Within hours, everything was working normally again. "How did you know this would happen?" Dr. Rathpin asked. "We did not know when it would happen," Dr. Chen said, "but we knew it would happen eventually. So we prepared for it." The aliens realized that humans did not just survive disasters. They expected disasters and got ready for them. This was completely alien thinking to species that tried to avoid all danger. During the earthquake, the aliens also saw something else amazing. The humans had not just saved themselves, they had risked their own safety to help the visiting aliens. Even during a natural disaster, humans put others first. As the expedition prepared to leave Earth, Dr. Rathpin felt overwhelmed by what she had learned. Humans were everything the galaxy feared and everything it needed. They were strong enough to break things, but chose to build instead. They were smart enough to make weapons, but preferred to make art. They were tough enough to survive alone, but always helped others. Most importantly, humans saw challenges as opportunities. Where other species saw problems, humans saw puzzles to solve. Where others saw danger, humans saw adventures waiting to happen. Dr. Rathpin wrote her final report during the journey back to the galactic capital. "We went to Earth expecting to study dangerous animals. Instead, we found teachers. Humans do not just survive on a death world, they thrive there. They have learned lessons that the rest of the galaxy desperately needs to learn. They have shown us that strength and kindness can exist together. They have shown us that intelligence and courage make a perfect combination. Most importantly, they have shown us that the galaxy can be a much better place if we stop avoiding challenges and start facing them together. I recommend immediate full membership for humanity in the Galactic Council, not because we should fear them, but because we should learn from them." The expedition returned to find the galaxy waiting eagerly for their report. What they had discovered would change everything.